What if I told you there's a simple 1-minute change you can make on your phone right now that can hide your entire browsing history from your internet provider? It is one of the most powerful and honestly most overlooked ways to boost your online privacy. So let's break down exactly what this is and how you can do it.
You see, there's this kind of open secret built into the very foundation of how the internet works. And it's the reason your internet provider has a detailed running log of every single site you go to.
So let's ask that question directly. Who sees every single website you visit? It's not just the sites themselves or what's in your browser history. There's another player in the game that has a complete record of your digital journey, and it's all thanks to a system we all use every day called DNS.
Okay, so what is DNS? Well, the easiest way to think about it is that DNS, the domain name system, is basically the internet's phone book. When you type a website like namehero.com into your browser, DNS is the thing in the background that translates that name into a numerical IP address that computers understand. It's this crucial, invisible process that just makes the internet work. But here is the catch, and it is a huge catch. By default, almost all of these DNS lookups, these phone book lookups, they just happen completely out in the open. They are totally unencrypted, which means pretty much anyone sitting in the middle can see exactly what website you're asking for.
Think of a standard DNS request like a postcard. You write the address on the back, and anyone who handles it can read it. Your internet service provider, your ISP, can read that address. They can log where you're going, and in a lot of places, they can legally sell that browsing data to advertisers. Your entire web history becomes an open book for them. And hey, for anyone else snooping on the same public Wi-Fi network.
So, if a regular DNS request is an open postcard, the fix is pretty obvious, right? We need to put that postcard inside a sealed, secure envelope. Let's take a look at how this simple fix, encrypted DNS, makes for a much more private internet.
The first method is called DNS over HTTPS, or DOH for short. Now this is really clever. It wraps up your DNS request in the exact same heavy-duty encryption that's used for things like online banking. And because of that, your request just looks like normal, secure web traffic, which means it can effectively hide in plain sight from anyone trying to snoop.
The second option is DNS over TLS, or DOT. Now, this also encrypts your requests, but it uses its own dedicated, secure channel to do it. While it's super secure, that distinct channel can sometimes be blocked by more restrictive networks, like at a school or a corporate office. But really, both DOH and DOT are fantastic ways to seal that digital envelope.
Okay, so if you're not using your ISP's DNS, whose do you use? This brings us to a really important step, choosing a provider. And you should really think of them as a digital guardian for your browsing history.
Here's a quick look at a few of the popular choices out there. Cloudflare is all about speed and privacy. Quad9 is a non-profit based in Switzerland, and it has the added bonus of blocking malicious websites. AdGuard DNS is fantastic for network-wide ad and tracker blocking. And Clean Browsing is great for families who need content filtering. Really, the right choice for you just depends on what you care about most.
And, this quote from John Todd over at Quad9 it perfectly captures the spirit of a truly private service. Their whole model is built on not collecting your data. There's no sign-up. There are no profiles. It's a service that is designed from the ground up to protect you without even needing to know who you are.
Okay, so I know what you might be thinking. This sounds cool, but it must be super complicated, right? Well, it's not at all. Let's walk through just how easy it is to flip this switch and turn this on for your own devices. On most modern Android phones, this is just a few taps. Seriously, you open up your settings, you go to your network options, and you look for a setting called Private DNS. In there, you can add a provider's hostname. For example, you just type in the address for Cloudflare or Quad9, hit save, and that's it. You're done.
No, really, it is that simple. In less than a minute, you can fundamentally change how your device connects to the internet, making it way more private and secure. There's no complex software to install, no technical wizardry needed, just a few taps.
But look, this is about more than just hiding your browsing history from advertisers. This simple change is actually part of a much bigger conversation about the control and the freedom of the internet itself.
This quote really drives home just how high the stakes are. See, if governments or corporations can force DNS providers to block certain websites, they basically get a chokehold on the internet. It erodes trust, and it could lead to what's called a splinternet, where what you can access depends entirely on where you live and who your provider is. Supporting independent encrypted DNS is a vote for an open, global internet for everyone.
We've just seen how incredibly easy it is to take back a little bit of control over your digital footprint. Encrypting your DNS is a massively powerful first step, and it takes less than a minute. So the real question now is, what are you going to do with that minute? Thanks for tuning in.